Speaking of German, I just hearing a German song right now. Well, a German opening of Digimon 3. I was about to say Frontiers, but that's the 5th one. Digimon 3, yeah. Man, I wonder if I should watch the remake Digimon Adventure. I guess I should. I guess I should give it a shot, even because, like, man, Digimon is such a insane adventure if you think about it. It's just a bunch of like preteen kids being sucked into the digital world, getting monsters. Henry, you are my Digimon. And the next thing you know, they got so much shit to deal with. Like no offense to Pokemon, because like at the end, Pokemon as a game is definitely superior, and like I understand that the show like is a lot of people's childhood, but you gotta admit that the Digi Knights, they had some batshit crazy things to deal with. They had some really insane things to deal with. Like that, like some of the things that they did. Well, I'm like, there's no kid should be having to handle this, and they did. They did. They faced death multiple times. They fought the equivalent of Satan multiple times. The real world got affected. Oof. The shit was crazy. Man. Well, let's see how crazy the Obelisk is. And now I'm thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Obelisk the Punisher? Is that what his name is in English? Because in German it's called the Peiniger. Which, but yeah, thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense that it's this, because that's what it's an Obelisk, you know. Safe. Outpost 126 has been established in order to monitor SCP-1644. Given SCP-1644's remote location, all individuals sighted within 500 meters of the area will be turned back on the pretense of an archaeological excavation in the region. All excavation of areas within SCP-1644 active area of influence must be undertaken using unmanned robots that are remotely controlled from Outpost 126. Description: SCP-1644 is an anomalous region located near Egypt. Oh, you don't say. The region comprising SCP-1644 is a series of ruins roughly dating to the Egyptian Old Kingdom, according to an inscription found in the ruins. Old Kingdom, so before, like doing the pyramids, like time when like the pyramids were built, I assume. Because now that I played fucking Assassin's Creed Origins, there's always like the tablets you had to find, and then Balak would be like writing from the Old Kingdom. So I assume that the Old Kingdom must be like the time when the pyramids were built. I assume. I might be wrong. SCP-1644's main anomalous effect occurs in a region surrounding an obelisk at the center of the ruins, hereafter referred to as -1. It better not be what... Again, I have Assassin's Creed Origins on my brain, because there is a mission that you don't have to deal with an obelisk, but you have to deal with like pillars. And if you figure that mission out, because you have to shoot arrows into them, well, at least you have to shoot arrows into the holes that come out of the pillars. Well, are shown through the pillars. That's when Final Fantasy 15 comes in, and I'm not kidding. That's actually what happens. A character from Final Fantasy 15 shows up and just flies away, gives you a sword and a shield, and a chocobo ride. You have to refer to as -1. Exactly 47.16 meters from the center of the obelisk, all humans expressed extreme distaste for approaching the obelisk. Converts to exactly 90 Egyptian royal cubits, the official unit of the Old Kingdom. Aha. So, damn. Oh, if only it was 45 meters. Then like 90 cubits, I could have been like, okay, I can handle this math. But no, of course not. Any attempts to voluntarily approach closer than 47.16 meters have failed, as all individuals spontaneously lose all interest in approaching any closer. Use of force has failed to coerce individuals to approach -1, and research along this line should not be taken. Individuals physically forced to enter the area will become intensely uncomfortable and will seek to leave the area of effect as soon as possible. That's almost like the fear effect in D&D, eh? Like, you just naturally just want to, like, get as far away as possible from the person that casts fear on you. And, like, pushing them closer to you will make them, like, you know, try to walk more. Getting pushed to the person that you feared in D&D will make you want to walk away more unless the effect ends, of course. All attempts to convince said individuals to perform any actions other than leaving immediately have ended in failure. Threats of violence up to and including death as punishment for refusing to enter SCP-1644's active area have failed, as individuals will continue to refuse to enter SCP-1644 even when such threats have been carried out on the individual themselves, or if an individual witnesses the threat being carried out on others. -1 bears an inscription that is repeated on each side of the obelisk. Translated from the original hieroglyphics, -1 inscription reads, "The hand of illegible extends beyond death itself." The same word on each side of the obelisk is illegible, and ongoing attempts to determine the word remain inconclusive. That is interesting that the same word is like, you cannot read it no matter which side you go. Almost as if it's like on purpose. Level 4, 1644 clearance required. Please enter credentials. Okay, next to a paragraph. The full inscription previously read, "The hand of Barkar extends beyond death itself." Ah, okay. The name Barkar, also Hellenized as Begarius, refers to a pharaoh of Egypt during the 4th dynasty around 2500 BC, who ruled after Khafre and before Menkaure, according to the Turin King list. Current knowledge of Barkar in the Egyptology field has been challenged by Foundation-implanted archaeologists in an attempt to suppress active knowledge of Barkar. Primary source documents and other knowledge of Barkar that suppress active... Primary source documents and other knowledge of Barkar that survived the initial Egyptian purge have been altered and otherwise tampered with to erase knowledge of Barkar. All inscriptions in SCP-1644 containing his name have been erased. Erasure or acquisition of all sources known to reference Barkar is considered primary means of containment for SCP-1644. The ruins found within SCP-1644 contain many artifacts that do not exhibit anomalous properties. These artifacts are currently being stored at Reliquary Site 62 Historical Artifact Department. I see. Level 2, number 2, level 4 clearance required. Please enter credentials. Oh boy, this is definitely a long one. Okay, well, it's the first long one. All the other ones were read pretty quickly. During scheduled excavation, a series of papyrus scrolls written in Hieratic were found in the northwest region of SCP-1644. These scrolls have been organized for here in what researchers have deemed is the correct chronological order. The content of these scrolls were deemed sensitive after review by the supervisor of SCP-1644. All personnel below the clearance of 4/1644 who were aware of these scrolls were administered Class B amnestics. The content of the scrolls have been transcribed here. First realm of recovered text. Long live the true Pharaoh Barkar, he who is the soul and life of the people. The false Pharaoh... I'm not sure if I can do Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged yummy voice. I have never attempted to do that voice now that I think about it. Menkaure sits upon the throne of deceit, and he shall be overtaken to make way for the true Pharaoh when the gods smile upon us. The people have been turned against the true Pharaoh, but will wipe away the false Pharaoh's lies. We remain at the last stronghold far away into the land of the setting sun. The false pharaoh will not find us here. The pharaoh has gathered his most powerful mages to see the way forward. The false pharaoh can stand against the power of the divine. This false believer who has decried our arts will suffer the consequences of his heresy. Praise the true pharaoh, his name will live on in glory, and his reign will be forever remembered for its defeat of the unholy. Oh my god, Hirkopsef, greatest of the pharaoh's mages, has come forward and proposed something to the pharaoh. Something in his book of magic holds the way forward, he claims. The other mages do not trust him, but they cannot deny his cleverness, and the power of the book is beyond their reach. So he has some magic with him. The second volume of recovered text. This ritual has that you have proposed is of an immense cost. I do not have enough innocence to sacrifice as you have stated is necessary. I can only substitute the blood of others, which should suffice for this ritual. Surely your book cannot be narrow as to prevent this. If the ritual continues as you have stated, you shall be rewarded with the finest riches once the throne is mine again. The true pharaoh Barkar, he who is the soul and life of the people. This ritual contains some of the most powerful magic in the world, were great and mighty pharaoh. The gods will be satisfied by the sacrifice, and eternal life shall be yours, if and only if you follow the ritual exactly. The ritual itself shall not be difficult, fear not. The power of my magic has already given you the charm to ward off false believers, a testament to my strength. Potent magic has to twist the minds of men is magic of a degree beyond the reach of most of you petty illusionists who could not begin to fathom the first page of the Book of Power. Hiku, he whose strength is magic and keeper of the book. Yeah, I didn't bother to say his whole name. There's a lot of volumes, eh? Okay. Third volume called Text. We will never agree to this ritual, Pharaoh. Consider this as a petition and formal letter of complaints. This is nothing less than a blasphemy against the gods themselves. Eternal life was not meant for us, and no sacrifice shall placate the wrath of the gods once a soul has been denied to the Mahat and Osiris. We remained with you when Menko rose up to denounce you, but we cannot stay silent at this travesty. High Priestess Menmata? By the imperial decree of Barkar, true pharaoh of the twin kingdoms of Egypt, all priests who have signed this reason upon letter of rebellion have been seized. These priests sought to challenge the authority of the sons of the gods, and this is nothing less than heresy. They will be dealt with swiftly and with punishment befitting their heinous crime. Imperial decree of Barkar, he who is the soul and life of the people. The ritual site is being established. Mage stated that here, deep in the forest of the land of the dead, is its only point in which it could happen. There is no other location in which such ritual could ever be attempted. The sacrifice has been made ready, and the once holy nature of such sacrifice should placate the gods. Osiris will have his soul. Praise the pharaoh Barkar. He will reign shall last for generations. He who is the shadow of heresies. He who possesses the wisdom of Toph and the strength of Horus. He who is the soul and life of the people. Fourth volume of recovered text. This ritual cannot be completed as you have demanded. I cannot acquire the blood of the innocent, nor am I willing to give it. The gods will have to accept blood that is not wholly pure. There is no other option available. I must proceed with what I have. The pretender's forces cannot be kept away forever, and the illusionist's charms will not hide us indefinitely. I feel death coming. I cannot wait any longer. I shall be buried soon, and the rituals must take place. The true pharaoh Barkar, he who is the soul and life of the people. Then prepare for the consequences of failing the gods, Pharaoh. The Book of Power does not lie. It speaks the truth Only the truth in this world, the truth of power and magic. I can say nothing more. May the gods have mercy upon your soul. Heku. He will strengthen his magic and keep of the book. Isn't the Book of Magic Toph's book? Fifth volume of the recovered text. The mage was right. The gods were not satisfied with the sacrifice. Ma'at is furious that her skills have been robbed. Amit is unleashed upon this world, and the unholy plagues of the gods have descended upon a stronghold. The mage is gone, and his promises of eternal life are as well. The pharaoh yet slumbers in his tomb, hidden away from the eyes of the gods and men. Amidst rage seeks to devour us all. The gods will obtain the innocent blood that they desire in one way or another. Do not pray for deliverance. Prayers are futile when the gods themselves are wrathful. There is no salvation. We are guilty men, and the gods will destroy us for our impudence. Knowledge about SCP-1644's true primary purpose is as a ritual site is to remain to individuals with level 4/1644 clearance. And above, if an individual who's without proper clearance becomes aware of SCP-1644's true purpose, it is considered a containment breach. Acquiring any information about the book referenced in several of the volumes is considered to be the utmost importance. All documents that reference Barkar are to be scanned for further information concerning such a book, and then are to be destroyed in order to prevent possible links to the book or their figure known as Heku Hirkopshef, which is referred to as the keeper of the book. Currently, the only personnel stationed at Outpost 126 who are aware of SCP-1644's true purpose are the current supervisor and the deputy supervisor. The following document was seized from the excavation of Menkar tomb following its discovery by archaeologists. All individuals coming in contact with the document were issued Class B amnestics. The Blasphemer King, Barkar, has been overthrown, and his magic rituals and blasphemy against the gods have been overthrown as well. No mention of his rule will ever occur. I demand that all information about Barkar be erased and that the remaining officials during this time will be executed immediately. His stronghold will be destroyed immediately, and his corpse shall be scattered into the pieces and burned for his heresy. This plague that he has unleashed will be crushed swiftly. The chief of his blasphemies, Heku, is to be found immediately. He shall be cut to pieces, burned, and fed to the eastern desert, forever out of reach of the land of the true salvation. His book must be seized and brought to me. May Toph's wisdom guide us forward and shadow the blasphemer's way. Imperial Decree of Menkar. Okay, addendum. During an excavation conducted using remotely operated robots on the 6th, 8th, a previously unknown underground room was found directed beneath that one. Upon further inspection, the room was found to be mostly empty, except for one sarcophagus in the center of the room. It has been stored with the remaining artifacts from SCP-1644 at Site 57, Historical Artifacts Department. The identity of the sarcophagus owners remain unknown, and now the last one required. On the 10th, 8th, in order to acquire more information about the sarcophagus, the then supervisor of SCP-1644 ordered a CT scan. While examining the images of the CT scan, an error was noticed that caused blurring of the image. Following two more tests that featured the same blurring, Foundation radiologists confirmed that the blurring on the image was consistent with movement in the interior of the subject of the scan. All radiologists involved in the test have been issued Class A amnestics. Whew. A little bit of Egyptian history and some talk about magic. clearly, the guy Hiku, he must have like done something with the book of magic to this obelisk.